Welcome to another Timeout Monday. Today we're going to be discussing Luke 16. Luke 15. Luke 15 verses 11 through 31. We're not going to read this whole thing, but we are going to talk about it a little bit. This is the parable of the lost son, or the prodigal son, as some translations have it. The prodigal son. This is very appropriate to talk about this, considering that next Sunday is our Home Deming, an event that I've been planning for a long time, and other individuals, and such as my wife and others, who have done a tremendous amount of work in helping to outreach to those who have not been to Night Street in a very long time, or those who are erring, and those who had stopped coming for a number of different reasons. And so we are trying to outreach to them, hoping to have a pretty good, successful outreach to them, and looking forward to a large number this upcoming Sunday. And we talked a little bit about this a few sermons ago, talking about the reaction the father had of the prodigal son. But as we would go and look at, like I said, I don't want to read the entirety of this verse, but I want to notice in verses 21 through 24. And the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight, and am no longer worthy to be called your son. Prior to this, the son got his inheritance. He left. He squandered all of it. He was down to the lowest point of his life, that he was even hoping to be fed with the same food that the pigs were being fed with. And he realized, hey, my servants get fed more than me, so I want to try to at least be a servant in my household. And so he, and one thing I saw, let's actually go back to verse 20. We read verse 21, but notice verse 20. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was still a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And then we get to verse 21. And the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight, and am no longer worthy to be called your son. Notice the father, and we talked about this in the sermon beforehand, the father was glad to see him before the son had even said, I'm sorry, had even said, listen, I'm not worthy to be called your son. So this gives us an indication here, the kind of love we are to have to those that return back to the fold. And for those of you that have left for a number of reasons, and whatever your reason is, I invite you to come. Return back with us. Join us. I know there's been a lot of animosity between some of the things that's happened the past 20 plus years, or a little less. I'm not sure the exact timeline. Almost 20 years, I think, I would probably be the most appropriate thing to say. And I know there might be some hard feelings, but I just want people to realize that the people we get so often we associate church with perfection. We expect people in church to be perfect, and I want you to realize that no one is perfect. We are perfect through Jesus Christ, in the aspect that we are saved through the blood that he shed on that cross at Calvary, and the blood that we reach through salvation. But we have to realize too that that blood that saves us through salvation also is what we offer, the precious blood of Christ, through God's grace. And it's that same grace that allows us to return back to him, allows us to, despite our imperfections, despite the mistakes we make, it allows us to be in the sight of God. And we repent of those mistakes, of course. We turn and we strive to live for Christ and live for God and live according to his word and by his will. But I encourage you, if you are watching this and you haven't been a member in a long time, I encourage you, just come back next Sunday. And I want you to see how much we want you to be a part here. There's a number of you I've never met before. I only have seen you through pictures, and seen you through in our directory. And I would love to get to meet you, and I would love for you to realize that this church is something special. When me and Chrissy decided to work here, which, they extended the invitation for us to work here after we had tried out, we fell in love with this congregation. We love the people of this congregation, and we know there's some of you that may not share the same feelings as we do. But I want you to come and to see what is happening here, see the things that we are doing. And we would love for you to be a part of the fold again, and especially to help us grow and to help us become a very powerful congregation. And which we're powerful. When I say powerful, as far as having your help to help us reach the goals that we want to reach. And of course, we have God, and God has blessed us tremendously. But we also need your help as well. So if you're, I invite you, even if you've never attended Ninth Street, come this Sunday. And I invite all of us and invite Deming to come home this Sunday. This has been another Time Out Monday. Thank you, and have a blessed rest of your day and rest of your week. And God bless, and Lord's willing, we'll see you Sunday.